It started on a rainy Tuesday, the kind that makes city streets shine like polished glass and turns every window into a mirror. Joshua never liked Tuesdays. Are too slow at the garage, too quiet at home. Yeah, but this one felt off the moment he woke up. He couldn't name it, yet the air around him buzzed like a radio tuned between stations. His wife, Lena, was already gone, her coffee mug rinsed and turned upside down in the sink, her side of the bed cold. Nothing strange about that. She was a nurse and kept odd hours, but something in the tidy emptiness pricked at him. A small whisper, "Look closer." Joshua tried to shake it off. He spent the morning replacing brake pads and swapping oil filters while the rain drummed on the metal roof, but Lena's absence clung to him like grease under his nails. At lunch, he pulled out his phone and scrolled through old photos of her sunlit smile at their beach wedding. Late-night selfies on the couch, that silly shot where she balanced a wrench on his ear while he napped in the backyard hammock. Perfect moments, he told himself. Unbreakable vows. Still, the whisper grew louder. Trust, once cracked, doesn't heal on its own. That evening, he beat her home. The clock clicked past 7, a broken bar 8, a broken bar almost 9. Finally, headlights swept across the living room wall. Lena stepped in, cheeks flushed, hair damp from the drizzle. She hurried past him with a quick kiss on the cheek and a rushed double shift dead on my feet, then vanished into the shower. Joshua noticed the faint scent of cologne, not his own, mixed with hospital sanitizer. A harmless transfer from a patient, maybe, but the thought landed like a pebble in still water, rippling outward. Over the next week, tiny inconsistencies piled up: a second phone charger stuffed in her purse, unexplained overtime, hushed calls on the back porch once she thought Joshua was asleep. He told himself not to snoop, remembering how they always mocked couples who spied on each other. Yet betrayal blooms in small shadows. One night he followed the glow beneath the bathroom door and heard her whisper, "I miss you," to a broken bar soon. His heart stalled. When the water shut off, he was already back in bed, eyes tight, mind racing. Infidelity is a word you read online, he thought, not a storm that uproots your own house. Unable to bear the doubt, Joshua confided in his best friend, Marco, who warned him to gather facts before accusations. So Joshua waited, a silent, watchful while Lena's lies wove themselves thicker. He traced credit card charges to a downtown hotel, saw a pattern of Thursday night rendezvous. With each discovery, his hurt hardened into purpose. Karma, he believed, keeps its own ledger, and maybe, just maybe, he could balance the books. Now, on this stormlit Thursday, he sits in his truck outside room 406, the windshield wipers beating like a frantic heart. Inside the glove compartment rests a small camcorder, its red light blinking standby. He breathes in, counts to 10, and reaches for the door handle. Whatever waits behind that hotel room locker, her dark secret, his shattered trust will change every chapter that follows. But when the door swings open, the first face he sees is not Lena's a broken bar, and the truth he's about to uncover is darker than any affair. The tape is rolling. Joshua steps forward, and that's where our story truly begins. A tall man in an expensive charcoal suit answers the door, his surprise flipping to guarded courtesy the instant he notices the camcorder's red glow. Joshua freezes, pulse thrumming in his ears. The stranger's tie is loosened, his hair damp as though he's just showered, but it's the monogrammed cufflinks G.R.A. that snagged Joshua's eye. The man steps back and studies Joshua like a mechanic studies a strange noise under the hood. "Can I help you?" The words are polite, but the tone is sharpened steel. Behind him, Joshua glimpses a room lit by a single bedside lamp. A woman's purse lies open on the dresser, Alina's favorite oatmeal-colored leather. Yet she's nowhere in sight. The unfamiliar man moves to close the door, but Joshua wedges his boot against the frame. Pictures race through his mind. Lena laughing at a beach bonfire, promising forever. Lena whispering into the bathroom phone, promising someone else. His throat tightens. He wants to demand answers, expose every lie, but the scene feels wrong, like walking into the middle of a film reel spliced from the betrayal genre. "Where's my wife?" Joshua manages, voice hoarse. The suited man pauses, eyes narrowing, then gives a slow, almost regretful shake of the head. "You should leave," he says. This isn't a conversation for the hallway. A muffled thump sounds deeper inside the suite, her footsteps or maybe a door closing. Joshua's gaze darts past the stranger toward the dim corridor leading to the bathroom. That's when he spots a second suitcase, bigger, battered, bearing airport tags from Montevideo. Why would Lena pack for an international trip she never mentioned? A new layer of cheating history? Or something else? Something bigger? Joshua's grip tightens on the camcorder, knuckles white. The stranger lowers his voice. Listen, you're not the only one being played. He glances over his shoulder as if checking for eavesdroppers. We can talk, but not here. Suspicion wars with confusion in Joshua's chest. Could this man also be a victim of her web of infidelity, some other pawn in Lena's hidden life? Or is he the spider, spinning threads Joshua can't yet see? A sudden crash echoes from inside, the distinct shatter of glass. Both men jerk toward the sound. The stranger swears under his breath, pushes past Joshua, and strides down the hall. Instinct takes over. Joshua follows, the camcorder jittering as it records every frantic step. They round the corner into the suite's kitchenette. The window is wide open, curtains billowing in the storm. On the floor lies a broken wine bottle, red liquid creeping across the tiles like spilled blood. Of Lena, there's no trace here, only a damp footprint on the sill leading into the darkness beyond. Thunder rattles the panes. Somewhere below, a car engine revs. Joshua rushes to the window, rain needling his face, and catches a glimpse of taillights fishtailing onto the slick avenue. He can't tell if Lena is the driver or the hostage here, or whether the entire scene is a trap meant for him all along. The suited man mutters, "Too late." She's making her move. Joshua turns, heart hammering, but the stranger is already dialing a number Joshua doesn't recognize, speaking in urgent, coded fragments about the ledger and phase 2. The answers Joshua needs are scattering into the night, and every second of hesitation pulls them farther away. The stranger ends the call, pocketing his phone with a look that says more than he's willing to speak out loud. Joshua watches him, a million questions boiling under the surface, but the man only says, "You're in deeper than you think." Lena's not who she says she is. None of this is. His voice drops. "You really think this is just about an affair?" Joshua doesn't answer. He's still stuck on the way Lena's purse was left behind, as if she knew someone would come looking and wanted them to find it. Downstairs, the street is already empty. No sign of the car, no trace of the woman he thought he knew. Joshua's head spins. Was Lena trying to escape from something, or from him? And who was this man who seemed to know her movements better than her own husband? Trust, betrayal, double life. It was all tangled now. The stranger finally says, "My name's Grayson. I used to work with her, before she disappeared the first time." Joshua's gut tightens. "First time?" Grayson nods. "She's been running for years, changing names, changing stories." "Men like us? We're just chapters in her story." The words hit like a punch. Joshua doesn't want to believe Thema, but the signs had been there. The secrecy, the hotel receipts, the way Lena had slowly become a stranger in their own home. Maybe this wasn't just a case of simple infidelity. Maybe it was something darker, more dangerous. Grayson pulls a folded document from his coat, an old ID card with Lena's face on it, but a different name. Elena Marquez, it reads. She used to work intelligence. Disappeared after a failed operation overseas. Joshua stares at it, stunned. The woman he loved might not have been running from a marriage here. She might have been running from her past. Joshua's hands tremble as he stares at the ID. Elena Marquez. Intelligence. His mind races through every moment they'd shared. Her fear of cameras, her avoidance of certain conversations, her habit of scanning exits in public places. It had always seemed quirky, even cautious, but now it all made sense in a way that chilled him. Grayson watches him carefully, then speaks again, lower now, almost urgent. She's not just hiding from an ex or trying to cover up some cheating history. People are looking for her. Dangerous people. And if she's on the run again, a broken bar, it means they've found her. Joshua tries to stay calm, but the pieces are clicking into place too fast. Why come to this hotel? Why meet you? He asks. Grayson hesitates. She thought she could trust me. We were close before she disappeared the first time. That lands harder. Another betrayal, Another secret Joshua didn't see coming. But this isn't the time to dwell on emotions. Lena, or Elena, is out there, and now he doesn't know if she's the villain or the target. Grayson steps toward the window. She's going to try to get out of the city. If she does, we may never find her again. Joshua's mind flashes to Lena's phone calls, the packed suitcase, the airport tags. This wasn't just a love affair, it was a calculated exit plan. She used you, Grayson adds, and Joshua doesn't argue. Maybe she did, or maybe she had no choice. But either way, she was gone here and the storm outside was only growing louder. They leave the room together, rushing to the car. As they race through the city's wet streets, a silent war rages in Joshua's chest. Love, lies, betrayal, and the growing fear that he never really knew the woman he married or the secrets she was willing to bury to stay free. The rain came harder as Joshua and Grayson sped through the city, wipers slashing across the windshield like frantic hands trying to clear the chaos. The streets blurred past her flashes of traffic lights, soaked pedestrians, dark alleyways that looked like they could swallow secrets whole. Joshua gripped the dash as Grayson took a sharp turn, tires screeching. Every second Lena was ahead of them, slipping deeper into whatever life she'd been running to or from. Then Grayson's phone buzzed. He glanced at the screen, face tightening. They're tracking her, too. But not just us. Someone else tapped her burner line. She's not just leaving us behind her, she's in real danger now. Joshua's stomach dropped. He thought this was about betrayal, about cheating, about lies between two people. But now it was bigger. This wasn't just about a broken marriage here, it was a web, and more than one spider was crawling in. They pulled into a parking garage near the train station, one of the last major terminals leaving the city before midnight. Grayson checked the exits. She wouldn't risk the airport. Too much surveillance. But the train's still an option. Joshua scanned the lot. Then he saw her car, parked in a corner, still wet from the road, but empty. He ran toward it, calling her name into the echoing levels, but only silence answered back. Grayson popped the trunk. Inside were photos, dozens of them. Some of Joshua and Lena together, others of men Joshua didn't recognize. Surveillance-style shots. Long-range lenses. Notes scribbled in shorthand. Then, in the very back, a thin black notebook. Grayson flipped it open, frowning. "This isn't hers," he muttered. "It's yours." Joshua looked down. Page after page detailed his routine as when he left for work, where he ate lunch, the names of friends and co-workers. His life, documented like a mission file. His throat tightened. "You think she was spying on me?" Grayson shook his head slowly. "Or she was protecting you, from whoever they are." Before Joshua could respond, a dark SUV screeched into the garage entrance, headlights flaring. Grayson's eyes narrowed. "We're not alone." The notebook fell to the concrete as they ducked behind the car. The stakes weren't just about infidelity or even cheating history anymore. The truth was bigger, more dangerous, and Lena was right in the middle of it. And now, so was Joshua. The SUV doors flung open, and two men stepped out, dressed in black, moving with sharp precision. Not thugs or professionals. Joshua's heart pounded as he crouched behind Lena's car, gripping the edge of the bumper. Grayson motioned for him to stay down, then drew a small piece from his coat to a badge. "Stay here. Let me talk." Joshua grabbed his arm. "You lied to me." Grayson met his eyes. "I didn't lie. I just didn't tell you everything." Grayson stepped out, arms raised, voice calm. "He's not involved. Let him go." The men hesitated, then one of them lowered his weapon. "Where's Marcus?" Grayson didn't answer. Behind the car, Joshua's mind raced. If Grayson was a federal agent or something clusy, then Lena had been caught between enemies. But whose side was Grayson really on? Before he could decide, a sharp beep came from the front seat of Lena's car. Joshua scrambled around, yanked the door open, and saw her phone on the seat, a message flashing. Train 49. 11:15 p.m. Door 7. Alone. It was 11:08. He didn't wait. He ran her past the agents, past Grayson's shout, through the wet garage and toward the terminal. He burst through the station doors, lungs burning, eyes scanning every platform. Then he saw her, Lena, or Elena, standing alone near the last car, hood up, clutching a worn leather bag. "Lena!" he called out. She turned, eyes wide. "Joshua, what are you doing here?" He didn't answer. "Were you spying on me?" she asked, backing up. "No," he said. "You were spying on me." She looked stunned, then broken. "I wasn't spying. I was protecting you. You were the only thing that felt real." The agents appeared behind them. Lena's eyes flicked to them, then back to Josh. "I have to go," she whispered. "If I stay, you're in danger." He shook his head. "It's too late for that." She pressed a folded paper into his hand and kissed his cheek. "I'm sorry." Then she was gone into the train, the door shutting behind her. Joshua stood frozen. The paper in his hand was a list of names, locations, dates. At the bottom, Grayson. He turned, but Grayson was gone. Whatever Lena had been running from a broken bar might still be coming, and the biggest betrayal might not have come from her at all. Joshua stood on the empty platform long after the train had vanished into the night, the sound of wheels on rails still echoing in his ears. Rain trickled through the open roof above, soaking his shoulders, but he didn't move. His fingers tightened around the paper Lena had given him. He read it again, slower this time. The names were coded, but one thing was clearer: Grayson wasn't who he claimed to be. Beneath the badge, the smooth lies, and the help he offered, there was something darker. Lena had known. That last look in her eyes wasn't fear of the agents, so it was fear of him. Back at home, Joshua sat alone at the kitchen table, the same place he used to share coffee with the woman he now realized he never fully knew. He spread the list out, connecting dots, looking for patterns. The documents from Lena's drunk wagon. Grayson must have taken them while he'd run off to the station. Everything he thought he understood had been turned upside down. This hadn't just been about infidelity or some personal betrayal. It had been about trust on a whole different level, a life hidden behind another life, a marriage built in a space where truth was the most dangerous thing of all. Over the next few days, strange cars passed the house and unfamiliar faces lingered near the garage. Joshua changed his routines, watched his back, and kept the list hidden. One name on the list matched a storage unit across town. He went there on just and found a small lockbox filled with flash drives, fake passports, and a photo of him and Lena on their wedding day. On the back she had written, "You were never the lie." It didn't make everything better, but it told him one thing: somewhere beneath the secrets, what they had was real, at least for a moment. Lena never came back. Grayson was never seen again, and the story faded from public view, buried under more obvious news. But Joshua remembered every detail, every warning, every signal he missed. Sometimes, love hides the truth. Sometimes, betrayal reveals it. And sometimes, karma doesn't strike with revenge but with clarity. A painful kind of justice that leaves you standing in the rain, holding a list of names and wondering how far someone went to protect you, or how close they came to losing themselves trying.